Hey everybody, it's Mary back here with more 30 Days of Inspiration. Today I want to talk about friends, the people that are surrounding you. You might refer to it nowadays as your tribe, but really it's people that are around you. How I refer to these people are my dream team. Like, who's in my life that's important to me? Who did I need to let go of that doesn't support me or my dreams? So I know this concept can be hard, but I also know that if you're listening to this video, you probably have somebody in your life that when the phone rings and you see their caller ID, maybe you tighten up a little, or you don't answer the phone, or if you see an email come through from a specific person, then you wait to the very last moment to respond. We all have these people in our lives, as we go and grow. Hopefully you're on a journey of growth and change and becoming the next best version of yourself, because I would hope that that's what we all strive for every day, is to get better, like learn from the things that we did yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, learn from those interactions and become better, become a better human. With that being said, since we are humans, we have to do things, our day, business, our life, we have to do things through and with other people. That's what makes the humans kind of unique, is that it doesn't matter. You don't necessarily have to belong to my family, my religion, my demographic, but my life is integrated with these different peoples that I have to interact with on a daily basis. In going and growing toward your dream, you might find yourself with a bunch of naysayers. It could be one. Sometimes one seems like 20. But these naysayers, they could be people, for instance, that you went to high school with, or school with, college. It could be friends that you kind of inherited along the way, either from work or from growing up. And these people may not be on a growth pattern. And because of that, as you go and grow, it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them want to pull you back down into the bucket. There's a great story of a fisherman up in New England that allowed a tourist to come on his boat to go out fishing for the day. Now, this is a pretty hard living to be a fisherman, especially in the Northeast where the waters are really choppy and cold. This particular fisherman was fishing for crabs, and he was hauling up traps that he had in the bottom of the ocean. And as he pulled up the traps, he would take the crabs and he would throw them in a bucket without a lid. And so he challenged this person, this visitor, to do the same, to take the crabs and throw them in the bucket. And after a while, as the bucket began to fill up, the tourist, the guest, said to this fisherman, "Where's the top? Where's the lid?" And the fisherman said, "I don't need a lid." And he said, "Well, the crabs are going to get out. Look, they're trying to get to the top." And he said, No, they won't. Because once they get to the top and they're almost out, one of the other crabs is going to pull them back down. I think that that's a great visual for some of the people that you might have in your life that are not ready for you to go in a different direction. They're not ready for you to live this amazing, awesome life that you have dreamt about and you're ready to step into it. They're not ready. It is their fear. It's not yours. There's a great quote that I like about this that you sometimes have to think about for a minute, which is, if you can't change your friends, meaning if they're not ready for change, if they're not ready to grow, if they're not ready to experience new things like you are, then you have to actually change your friends. This isn't always comfortable, letting somebody go. But if you think about it, this is how I like to think about it. If you think about somebody in your life that no longer serves you, that is trying to hold you back, that is a naysayer, that is constantly saying you can't do that, it's not for you, that's for other people, what makes you so special? If you've got people in your life around that are saying things like that, that I call the naysayers, then think of this, that if you release them, they really need to go find like-minded people. That's the best combination for anybody. You go out and find your new like-minded people, and the naysayers that you have in your life need to go find their own tribe of other naysayers. We don't have to be everything to everybody. Matter of fact, it's kind of impossible. And if you do try to be everything to everybody, just to, be nice and you want other people to like you, you know what? Sometimes that's not going to work. I like to think of this as building my dream team, people that are going to support me, people that are going to lift me up, people around me that I want to also lift them up. That's not always possible when you have naysayers around. So I created a workbook called The Dream Team. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can go and grab it. You don't really need it. I just like to work with pretty things. So, I go and design these things. What on the dream team, creating your dream team, is surrounding yourself with people. And mind you, they don't have to be alive, or dead, or you don't even have to know them. You might think of this as, you could do it two ways. You can build a team of people around you that are live, that you see on a daily basis. And then for those times when you might be traveling, I do a lot of traveling, so I can't bring my friends with me. I can't see them on a daily basis. So I have a team of people that are, you might say, imaginary. These happen to be real people that I call forth in my imagination because they have a specific expertise that I don't have. So if you think about everything in the universe is energy, we're energy, everything floating around is energy, then there are things that I may be able to call forth from people that have walked a similar path or that have done something fabulous before that I wish to do. And helps me to kind of put that in perspective, that person in perspective, and say to myself, what would Martha have done? What would Ellen have done? What would Wayne Dyer have done? Or Ruth Bader Ginsburg? What would Charles Tremendous Jones have done? That's my dream team. Each one of these people represents something to me. So I can ask yourself, when you're building your dream team, as you are looking at the people that you're surrounded with, or the people that you really want in your life, What does this person bring to the table to support my dreams? So is this person going to be my cheerleader? Is this person, has this person done something similar? Has this person broken through some barriers that I need to break through? Why is this person the right person? So you're kind of, if you think about it, you're kind of putting all of your relationships through these questions to see who you can call on when you're stuck, to see who you can call on when you're having a bad day, when you don't want to get out of bed, when you're having a pity party, when you know you should be doing something else and you're copping out on it. You're making an excuse for something. So you got to be honest with yourself when you're doing an exercise like this. What skills or attributes does this person possess that I want more of in my life? So, for instance, I have Dr. Wayne Dyer on my dream team. He has since passed away. However, he's an international speaker, which I love to speak, and I do that on an international platform. But he wrote many books, and I have several books in me, one of which is already titled, and I have several drafts done of chapters. So I want to make sure that I am looking at when I don't feel like writing, or when I feel like my story isn't good enough, I kind of ask myself, what would Dr. Wayne Dyer do? When I look at my business and what it stands for, part of what it stands for is there's a philanthropic arm to my business called Pay It Forward Sisterhood, where women that want to have a conversation with me one time can pay into a fund that allows other women to go through my programs for free that are experiencing financial hardship. Ellen DeGeneres is a perfect example of that. Not only is she hilarious, but she is very philanthropic in her business, in her everyday life. I want more of that in my life, right? So who are those people that you have that you can call forth to ask for information, to look at how they started something, what they're doing, something that makes you, I can do that. There's some things that I can do, certainly not on the level that, for instance, Ellen DeGeneres does, but I can do that in my own little way. What is expected of each person on my dream team? So I'm not gonna like them all the time, whether they're real, whether they're people that I don't know, whether they've passed on. It shouldn't be a family member, because family ties can be, sometimes you like your mom, sometimes you don't. You don't want to go there, because not everything that people say in your life, sometimes they need to play devil's advocate with you. And that is not always a great place for a family member to be. So you want people around you that are not going to be naysayers, but they're going to say, did you think of this? Or have you flushed out all of the obstacles that are in your way? That's the kind of person that I'm talking about as far as a devil's advocate. Who will hold you accountable? If I say I want to write a book, for instance, I want to be able to go to somebody and say, hey, I'm really stumbling. I don't feel like this is any good. I want somebody around me that's going to say, your story matters. Keep going. I know, it may be uncomfortable, but keep going, because, your story needs to be told. What does it feel like to be present in your dream team conversations? Again, whether they're in-person conversations or whether you are imagining a conversation that you're having with someone heart to heart. This isn't made up shit. This isn't like I'm copying out. This is like heart to heart. Like, you want to make sure that you are listening, that you're present, cell phones, distractions aside, what does it feel like to be present in a conversation with somebody that you are opening up to about your dreams? Is it scary? Are you nervous? Do you not feel worthy of your dream? Like, you want to figure out where these thoughts and emotions are coming from so that you can further step into this next best version of yourself. What does it feel like to accept? What does it feel like to accept criticism? You're not always going to like them. It doesn't always feel good when somebody doesn't agree with you, but that doesn't mean that the dream is not viable. What it means is that you haven't given them enough information. So when I went and applied for a loan for my first business, I went to the bank with my business plan, and the banker said, no, sorry, I'm not going to fund this. And instead of going home and either, number one, being mad at the banker, she doesn't know what she's talking about, I'm awesome, or number two, like throwing in the towel, this is okay, this is not for me. Or number three is, so what information did she need that I didn't give her? So I refined my business plan and I went back to bank number two. Bank number two said the same thing. I'm not willing to fund this. Time and time again, I went back and refined, changed my wording, changed my thought, identified my client, did more work, sought help on how to structure my financial picture in order to justify this loan. Bank number 5 finally said yes. That criticism that I received was helpful. It wasn't, none of these bankers were trying to make me feel bad about myself, stupid, not worthy, not capable. They were pointing me in a direction of, I don't have enough information to give you this loan. So after refining, I finally got it right. So when you're accepting criticism, when can you let down, relax, accept, listen intently, and try and figure out what it is that you need to restructure about the way that you're presenting something to somebody that can make it more acceptable or agreeable, or what is it that you need to do? You need to play a part in this. What does it feel like to ask for help? So, that's a tough one. What does it feel like to ask for help? As women, a lot of times, we get stuck in the asking for help thing. But in asking for help, not only do we need to feel vulnerable, but we need to feel open for understanding that somebody else has a strength that we don't have. I talk about this all the time. You don't have to be everything to everybody. You have to understand that in asking for help, you are looking toward somebody's strength that can help you. And there's never anything wrong with that. Never anything wrong with that. Let go of your story so the universe can write a new one for you. If you find yourself in the wrong story, then leave. This is all up to you. You're the one that has the choice. So go ahead and do this dream team exercise. If you want to do the download, it has instructions in it on how to do it. Don't choose any more than 5 people on your dream team, 6 max, but you want those people with different skills from different backgrounds so that whenever you find yourself, just in a place of, I don't know, not feeling right, confusion, you're down on yourself, you're afraid, you got some fears coming up, you know who on your team that you can go to. So you want to go to the people that you feel that can best help you and understand that you don't have to have all the answers. That's what the universe is for. So I hope this helped, looking to release the people in our lives that no longer serve us. And it's okay, because they need to go serve somebody else. And that's going to make their heart sing. It doesn't need, not everyone in your life is going to be for you. And that's totally okay. This was Mary with 30 Days of Inspiration. Thanks for being here, and thanks for showing up. Again, look down in the description. I will add a link to the Dream Team download. It is a free download for you, so don't hesitate to go and figure out who is best on your dream team, and make sure that you have people around you that are not pulling you back into the bucket, but that want to help you rise. I'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.